So I really hate to bring y'all this bad news, but Diddy getting out of jail.
And
Diddy is going to get out of jail. Now I know it's only been week 2, but I took it upon myself to go see who's all on Diddy's legal team because they ass too good. They really came to play ball, y'all. I'm not going to try to pronounce these people names, but he got at least 7 to 8 people that's on his legal team, y'all. And there was one name that I recognized, and that was Brian Steele. Now, if you don't know who Brian Steele is, let me catch you up. Brian Steele was the attorney that was over Young Thug's RICO trial for racketeering as well. Diddy gonna get out of jail, y'all. Like, I don't know. Now, he gonna be on probation, but he gonna end up out of jail, like, for real. And speaking of Young Thug, why would Young Thug make a post talking about, oh, Kid Cudi a snitch? Like, sir, see, you gonna have your black ass back in jail because you still got that street mentality. Like, you didn't learn anything for sitting in jail all that damn time. And then your trial lasted for like 22 months. It was like a year and some change. So, well, shit, that was almost 2 years. I don't know. I just don't know. He got like about 15, 16 violations towards him. So you speaking on somebody else's situation when you barely made it? Like, let's be fucking for real. Kid Cudi was never a thug. Kid Cudi and Diddy was never friends. He don't owe Diddy no loyalty. Diddy tried to kill him. Why wouldn't he go testify? And then people be trying to make it seem like, oh, you a snitch. You told what happened. Da 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 da. First of all, these people literally take an oath before they sit on the stand, and people be subpoenaed. Like, what you supposed to say? Oh, I don't want to go to court. I don't want to tell nothing what I know. No, that is not how the law works at all. Because if you get your ass on that stand and start lying, your ass going to jail too. Anyway, I was looking forward to Kid Cudi taking the stand because I was like, he gonna get up there and he gonna tell us exactly what we need to know about the things that was happening between his interactions with Diddy back in the day or whatever. But child, I don't know. Kid Cudi took the stand and he said that he met Cassie back in 2008, but they didn't start dating until 2011, and that was because Cassie had told him that her and Diddy wasn't dating anymore. Okay. Diddy found out, and then that's when the threats began. Diddy broke into this man's house or his apartment, whatever he was staying in. Diddy broke into his shit. He scared the damn dog. He set his car on fire. Kid Cudi was so angry with the fact that Diddy had broke into his house and all that other stuff. He wanted to meet up with Diddy like, oh, where you at? Where you at? I want to fight. But Diddy was like, oh, okay, I'll see you when I see you type shit. So it was just, I don't know. And then a few weeks later, he set the man's car on fire. So by the time Kid finally got a chance to meet up with Diddy, he was a little terrified because he was like, he walked into the office and Diddy was standing out the window with his hand behind his back like a Marvel supervillain. I really think Diddy thinks that he's the Joker for real, like in real life. And then while they doing their little back and forth or whatever, Kid Cudi said, so what about my car? He said, Diddy said, what car? I don't know, I probably would have charged that shit to the game too and just cut Cassie ass off. But like, bitch, we're done. Like, the nigga you fucking with, he is not normal. I don't want nobody following me around, blowing my shit up, trying to attack and kill me, bitch. Like, I would have left her ass alone too. But this is the problem though. By the time Kid Cudi get off the stand, he end up saying,
well, I really feel like Cassie played me and Diddy.
You could have left that part out. You really could have left that part out. But it's really Diddy's defense team, y'all. Like, they know all of the right questions to ask. They kind of put a little hole in his story or whatever because it make it seem like Cassie is the villain and not Diddy. And so I'm trying to figure out who the fuck on trial here. Is it Cassie or is it Diddy? Because you're not finna get up there and say that my girl is lying for all the shit that happened to her and the things that she saw during her time with dating Diddy. But see, my thing is too, I can't make too much of an assumption because we don't know what else gonna come out within these next 6 weeks. But anyway, with that being said, Diddy's mother, she took the stand too this week. For some reason, she really wasn't cross-examined, but I want to speak on why the fuck Well, I don't know. We all have a close relationship with our mothers. Well, I would hope that most people had a close relationship with their mothers or whatever. But their relationship was a little too close, because they had the whole thing going on. Like, they were saying like how his mama basically raised him to be the person that he is. Like, you have to have everybody that you're dating with the white nail polish. I don't know. I didn't really read too much into that or whatever, y'all, because I'm like, oh, this is conspiracy. I'm not sure, but I did see a couple of videos of where they was kissing each other on the mouth. Like, what age do you start kissing your mama on the mouth? Like, for real. Because you grown as fuck and she grown as fuck. You doing a lot of weird shit with your mouth, and we know your mama probably doing some weird shit with her mouth. So you basically kiss Uncle Johnny on the goddamn lips.
No.
Now, this is where everything really started taking a turn for me. I'm gonna be honest, it started taking a turn for me when they brought when they brought Don back on the stand. Mind you, Don spoke on week 1 on Friday, but she had said, now I don't know if y'all saw my last video, but I had ended up ending it with saying that Don had said that she recalls a moment where they was at the house recording, and Diddy came in angry and he hit Cass upside the head with a frying skillet pan, and it had the eggs in it, all the other stuff, blah blah. Basically, she was saying that Diddy jumped on her, and then he proceeds to threaten them and tell them like, none of this shit better not get out. Now, when she first said this, the judge was taken aback. The whole courtroom was taken aback, and so the judge had to dismiss the jury and was just like, you know what, y'all dismissed. We're gonna continue this on Monday. When Don got back on the stand on Monday, a lot of stuff was just changing about her story or whatever. And this is exactly why I say Diddy's defense team, his defense team is too good. Because I think they was asking her like, so did you see him hit her with the pan, or did you hear did you hear him hit her with the pan? And so then that's what Don was like, well, I don't recall. And then they asked her another question. She was like, I don't recall saying that. I don't remember. Then they brought up a whole interview that Don did earlier this year, back in March of 2025. But it wasn't too much detail being given on that interview. So part of me, I need the whole transcript. I need to see everything. But anyway, so I would want to know who she did that interview with back in March. Like, I feel like it's still a lot of holes in everybody's story here. That's why I'm saying, like, I don't think Brian cross-examined Don, but I know that he questioned Kid Cudi, and that's when Kid Cudi was like, well, I feel like Cassie played both of us. So it's just like, even with him going back on his word, that's kind of like making his testimony not credible. And then it's like, even with Dawn, like, they poked so many holes in her story that made her a non-credible witness as well. So, and we just on week 2. So I'm really like a little scared for real. Like, I am. And honestly, y'all, and I ain't heard nobody really speak on this, but we really need to watch out for Brian Steele. Like, we really do, because he literally just got off a Young Thug's trial, beat that shit, and now we on Diddy's trial. Now, I did read that he just joined Diddy's team back in April of this year or whatever, but baby, he just got done with Thug shit. Like, let the man sit down and get a little bit more prepared, and he back in the damn courtroom. So as we really going into week 3, I'm a little worried and concerned. I don't know who all is going to speak this week. They had some prostitutes or male escorts. They had a couple of them come in and speak this week. They was going in there and saying, like, you know, Cassie set up most of all the freak offs, and she wanted to be urinated in the mouth. But then one guy said they was having sex so much that he wasn't even getting an erection. He said he wrote a book about it. It's called Meat in the Freezer or something like that. I was trying to read a couple of pages from the book or whatever, but it was just a little unhinged for me. It's a little too much or whatever. Yeah, he was saying, like, even the times that Diddy would actually beat on Cassie, or that she would do things that he wasn't satisfied with or whatever, and he would get real aggressive with her. He said that would, like, you know, not cause him to get hard, and then he would have to use, you know, I guess other things to, I guess, continue on throughout the freak off or whatever. And then, y'all, oh my god, I did see that they said Cassie said that she recalls a freak off lasted for 4 days. Who is having sex for 4 days? Then she said that she was catching like so many she was having so many UTIs that the antibiotics wasn't working. Like, she was just on so many drugs. Like, oh my god, It's really a lot, y'all. But even though we know all of this or whatever, I still feel like Diddy gonna fucking get off. I really do. I feel like they gonna slap him on the hand because this man got too much fucking money. We think we stripping him down from his power, but damn. For some reason, people are still scared. Even with Dawn going on the stand and retracting some of the things that she said, it's literally giving like, girl, did somebody visit you over the weekend? Like did it in jail? Is this somebody else doing his dirty work? Which we all know he got people that'll do this stuff for him, because Diddy not going around making no handmade bombs or like, you know, breaking into people's houses and all that other stuff, blah, blah. Like, he probably was there, but somebody did the hard work for him. I don't think Diddy that damn smart to pick no lock. I don't know, y'all. I just don't know. I don't know. But look, let me tell y'all some of the conversations that I've been having this week with my friends. Shit, we all the same for real. So I'm just gonna tell you what we all was talking about. Oh, Diddy would have got us. He would have got us. Because I really need everybody to stop acting like they didn't become celebrities or wanted to be a part of this whole lifestyle. Like, people was really beasting back in the day to get an invite to Diddy's party. You had to be invited to Diddy's party back in the day, and people was like trying to do all the networking that they could just so they could get an invite. So that really is funny that a lot of people are doing interviews now like,
no, I wouldn't know Diddy. I never went to a Diddy party, and if I did go to the party, I left early.
No the fuck you didn't. You was in a room doing some freaking shit too. Now, the man is smart because he probably did do a lot of this abuse shit in front of people or whatever, or in front of certain people. But I just really feel like I really need everybody to stop acting like they didn't want to go to Diddy party or they never was there. Because that's how I was saying, like, me and my friends, we would have got caught up. We would have got caught the fuck up. I still tell my friends to this day, if Beyonce ever in her life finds out about me, bitch, and she want me to come to her party, bitch, I'ma sign the NDA through the email. I ain't finna have no lawyer to look over. When I get to the party, she need me to sign some more papers. I'm signing all the papers. Like, we talking about Beyonce here. But that's how people will look at Diddy party, because it's like you will go to a party and then you know how people is. They tell you at the party like, bitch, we had fun last night. We turned the fuck up and da da da. So people like, oh shit, tell me when the next party, because I'm coming. And he was giving away food, alcohol. He had a whole massage table up in there. Now, my thing is like, he probably not just coming out the back with a whole bean of baby oil like, y'all, look what I got. It's probably was like 2 or 3 bottles per room. You go in the room, you have you a good time, and some baby oil in there if you want to. I don't necessarily think it was a party where everybody was just fucking in front of everybody. Now, that could have happened. That could have been the case. But like I'm saying, I don't necessarily think that's how it went down. Like, that big ass bed in his backyard, I would have been too damn drunk. A bitch like me would have fell asleep. I would have been full and drunk and sleep. I would have woke up like, what happened? What happened? Why my homegirl talking about some, bitch, you know I like to give me a little massage. I would have been on the table and shit. Like, look, let me rub you down and you rub me down. And then my friend a little freaky too. So she be with all the shits, like, for real. And my other friend, I ain't gonna put him out there like that, but y'all know Bundy is a little freak. So we was all like, bitch, he would have got us. He just would have got us, like, for real. But I don't have nothing else to talk about for real this week besides that. I know y'all been seeing Papoose and Remy Ma going back and forth about their little relationship. And honestly, y'all, it's really giving that Remy Ma is mad. But that's only because, what that girl named Clarissa, whoever that girl is that Papoose is dating right now, she brought Remy up in that Breakfast Club interview. So that's the only reason that I feel like Remy Ma really said something. But my thing is, like, Papoose ass, was really prolonging the divorce. Because I feel like he gets benefits from being married to Remy Ma. And Remy Ma spilled all the tea. Remy Ma said she was still paying the rent and shit while she was in jail. Clocking. Like, she basically was holding him down and holding her damn self down while she was in jail. And I know when she first got out, everybody was praising Papoose like, you are such a good husband and da da da. But Remy said that he was sleeping with his baby mamas and stuff while she was locked up. And then he said that she was sleeping with her cellmates or her prison mates and stuff, and even when they got out of jail, they still had a whole relationship. And I saw this post, it was just like, they really need to take us out the group chat. Like, we was never in y'all business before. Don't add us now. But yeah, what else been going on? Oh, they said Chris Brown out of jail. I've been seeing him on his Instagram, so I'll just give a little update on that. And I'm gonna be honest, I know I had asked what was the reason him going to London before his tour started, but I looked on his tour schedule, and he actually have a couple of shows in the UK. I think it's in June. I think it's like in the middle of June or something like that. So it's like, even if he went over there to do those shows or whatever, they still would have locked him up. So I guess it was just best for him to go ahead over there and turn himself in now, do your couple of days, get your bid in, and then, you know, get out on bond or whatever you gotta do. Oh, I feel like that was just best for him, like, for real. I didn't get a chance to talk about Kid Cuda's situation for real on TikTok because everybody's so damn thirsty on TikTok. Like, it was like as soon as the transcript got printed out, or the people that was actually inside the courtroom, this is what's happening, this is what's going on, this is what he said. So they reading everything bar for bar. Me and my god brother, we send each other memes and stuff on Instagram a lot. I literally been sending him shit all week, like, this is for my notes, this is for my notes. Especially if I'm at work, I just type it up real fast, but like, this is for my notes. I can't read it right now, I'll read it later. That's all I got for this week, y'all. So as we go into week 3, I will try to update y'all if we get some OT next week. And make sure y'all like, comment, share this video, subscribe down below.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button.
Hey, so we're back with Diddy Trial week 3 recap. Week 3 wasn't as bad, I would say. I mean, I don't think nothing compares to how week 1 caught us all off guard. Week 1 was a lot. It was just too much being laid out at one time. Let's get into week 3. So I want to start with Capricorn Clark. She was the brand director. She was an assistant to him. Like, you know, she was always around. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie, she just pissed me off. Like, she really pissed me off because the shit that she was saying was stuff that we kind of already knew. Like, okay, you saw him beat Cassie, you know what I'm saying? And Cassie actually chose to confide inside of you. I guess she was trying to tell her, like, you know, girl, you can leave him, you can find better out there, and da da da. But Cassie was more so like, who would I date? Jay-Z already taken, or I don't have nobody else to go with. I don't know. The way Capricorn, I can't say the girl name, Capricorn, the way that she was really telling her story, it just made it seem like Cassie's the villain again. So my thing is, y'all, we have already went through like 4 or 5 witnesses, and it don't seem like nobody's story can stick. Everybody's just out to make Cassie like she the bad person for real, y'all. And we know Diddy is behind all of this stuff, but I don't know. I just feel like we really can't use Capricorn's testimony for real. I don't even know why they invited her big foreheaded ass. I don't even know why they even invited her. So let's move on. So a former assistant who goes by the name Mia, she detailed a lot of allegations of rape and sexual assault, not only done to Cassie, but done to her as well. She used to work for Diddy between 2009 and 2017, and she basically was raped that whole time. Like, she used to get beat on and stuff like that too. The way she was telling her story, it made it seem like she was a second girlfriend. Before y'all say this, I'ma ask it, girl, what the hell? Like, why did you stay with him so long? You know what I'm saying? But that's not even the case, because he blackmailed her too, and he said that he was gonna ruin her career. Bitch, at some point y'all need to start having integrity, and that's what it seems like, because I'm still not done with Dawn ass, because her situation came out like she was really involved with doing things with Diddy for real. That boy named Q from Day 26 or whatever, he said that Dawn gave him some ecstasy pills, and basically he woke up and he didn't know what the fuck was going on. Everybody had cameras and stuff in his face. Dawn, her testimony thrown out the water. Capricorn Clark, we not even gonna speak about you ever again. You ain't talking about shit. Nobody seems to have morals here, because girl, I would have been a manager at McDonald's. He would have just had to do what he got to do. Look, because y'all only going to talk about me for a few years.
You're the one that did it raped, or you're the one that he fired because of those allegations you had towards him, and da da da. You lied on Diddy.
That's the only thing people would have been saying to you. Y'all see what Carrie Hilson had to go through for all them years, and she came around and said she ain't had nothing to do with the whole Beyonce diss. You wasn't even his girlfriend, so, and you wasn't even a real talent. You were just the brand director. You were just the assistant. I don't know. I get that people go to college, they work hard for their careers and stuff like that, but where's your morals? It's some things that you really have to say no to. So she's in therapy and stuff,
But my thing is, you dealt with it for so long. Okay, he was having sex with you and stuff like that, but it wasn't consensual. It wasn't on the level that Cassie's situation was. So a part of me feel like Mia could have got out of there. There's nothing for you to put a resignation letter in. There's nothing for you to want to move on and find somebody else to be an assistant to. So a part of me just feel like she enjoyed the ride, because she probably was looking at Cassie like, yeah, I'm fucking your man, or your man fucking me. I don't know what the fuck this bitch problem was, but anyway, and honestly, I don't think Mia her real name. It do say a witness named or goes by. It don't say that's her real name, so I don't know. And then let me tell you about my boy Brian Steele. I'm claiming him as my boy. Look. Don't judge me, y'all. Don't judge me. I just feel like Brian is really coming through asking the real questions for real, because I really do hate victim blaming, but I also hate clout chasing. Brian challenged her. He challenged her testimony and was saying like, well, if Diddy did all of these things to you, raping you, beating on you on a consistent basis, like, yeah, he might have came off as a valid person, but we want to know why the fuck was you on the Instagram and on the Twitter saying that he was the best person in the world, you would never work for nobody else, and all that other stuff. See, this is where I'm a little confused at for real, y'all, because although Diddy is doing all of this stuff, I just don't feel like he's forcing these girls to go the extra mile or say these things about him on the internet. Because talking about Carisha wanted to do everything that Diddy brought to her. Like, I don't think she know what the word no even is.
Good puppy.
The day that he received that award, he was just saying like he really wanted to thank his sponsors, Johnson & Johnson. At the end of that speech, he said he also wanted to thank Cassie for holding him down during the dark times. Back to Mia, you did a lot for absolutely nothing. At some point, if you really was a badass brand director or anything, you would have bounced back from that. Like I'm saying, as far as Cassie's situation, Cassie signed a 10-album deal. Like, she was in a whole contract with him. They was in a whole relationship. That level of manipulation is a little different from you being an employee with somebody. You can literally say no and sue these people. He didn't make you sign no contract. Like, you wasn't there for all those years. I don't know, but that never came up in court, so that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Back to Brian's strategy, I think his strategy is more so like, we're going to compare what you're saying in court to what you actually used to feel while you was working with Mr. Combs or Diddy or whatever. The stories, like I said, the stories that everybody is bringing about, they don't apply to the charges against him. As far as this RICO case to stick to him, for him to be convicted of this, he has to be guilty of at least 2 of 8 of these charges, y'all. 2. So not 1, 2. Yeah, back to the beginning of this video, I really do feel like he gonna get out of jail, y'all, because if we already at like 5 or 6 witnesses that took the stand, nobody's story is sticking. Nobody's story is applying to any of these charges for real, besides Kid Cudi, but we finna get into that. Okay, I'm going too fast. The charges are kidnapping, arson, bribery, obstruction of justice, which I just found out that's witness tampering. So like somebody pop up missing when they supposed to testify tomorrow, or we don't really have proof of these people going back on their stories. They just telling us a story and then they turning around and saying different things with the whole Don Richards and Kid Cudi situation. Trafficking, like forced labor, with Mia situation. He never forced you to really work for him. You could have just been a side bitch if that's your place, if that's what you was going to sign up to do. I really have a question for people who actually have sex with their boss. Like, what do you expect from that? Like, do you be wanting promotions? Do you still want to work for this man that you gave up your diamond to? Your only prized possession that you got control over, you gave it up to your boss. And what? Now, like she said that he raped her, but none of these charges are about rape. So, yeah. So, yeah, he didn't force anybody to work for him. Sex trafficking. So, mind you, we are going into week 4. So, we got 4 more weeks of this. I'm interested in trying to see that he, like, buy bitches from overseas and, like, have them come over here and work for him, like how they do in the movies. And the drug trafficking. Diddy's still not a good person, so I'm not taking up for him, but I'm just not with the witnesses. Like, y'all couldn't find nobody else. Y'all really couldn't find nobody else. Prostitution transport. So I think that's the same thing as I was saying for us with sex trafficking. Like, was he over there buying bitches and bringing them over here, having them on Jeff Epstein's island, you know, training them up? Y'all, and y'all know that's really something known over in those Asian countries for real. So it was this movie I grew up on. It's called Memoirs of a Geisha. And I don't know why I used to like this movie, because I didn't even know what a fucking geisha was.
So apparently I'm wrong. A geisha is not a prostitute. But in the movie of Memoirs of a Geisha, they was looking for virgin girls on purpose just to train them up to actually learn the dance and the art of geisha. But they were still selling those girls poom poom, especially if they was virgins. So technically I'm not wrong. Either way it go, it's still nasty.
So basically what they do is they get these virgin girls and they basically sell them off to the highest bidder. Like, whoever gonna pay the most money to take these girls' virginity. It's like, as I'm telling this story, y'all, I'm really thinking about why men like younger women. Okay, I'm finna move on for real because my mouth's starting to water. It's starting to get nasty around here. I'm finna throw up, like, puke. What was I talking about? Diddy and these damn charges. Okay. Kid Cudi was suing Diddy for arson for blowing up his Porsche and all other stuff. Being that there was no proof of Diddy being involved, they had an investigator, and the investigator said that it was a designer handkerchief, an old English malt liquor bottle, and I know I'm probably gonna say this word wrong, but it was called a Molotov handmade bomb. Like I told y'all earlier in part 1, I don't think Diddy's smart enough to do that. Look, we see it on movies. Nobody is literally smart enough to pull this off unless they are professionals. So being that they had no proof of Diddy being involved in that situation, his attorneys asked for a mistrial, which of course it was denied. I'm kind of happy that it was denied, y'all, because at this point I'm so invested. But I do want to say congratulations to Cassie, because shortly after she testified, she gave birth. So this is her 3rd child inside of her marriage. Excuse me. I cannot imagine having to relive this trauma over and over and over again. Even though Cassie got away and she's not making music or anything anymore, it's just the fact that your abuser is still on TV. He's still making music, so it's like you really can't even run away from him. So it do take you back to why she wanted to get the money in the first place, because you really do have to pay for some of these traumas, and money don't solve no problems, honestly, besides these fucking bills. So I guess, take the good with the bad. And then it's like, I can't even imagine her being pregnant and having to deal with this and actually having to take the stand. Who knows if it was really her birth due date, or she probably was just so stressed out. And then think about, like I'm saying, these people coming on trial saying that what Cassie did say this, but she ended up doing this. Her name is constantly being brought up throughout this whole trial. I really hope that, the baby's doing well, and I hope she's doing well for real, because this really has to be a lot on her mental, like, to deal with this situation. Then it ain't even the fact that she dealing with this shit in court, bitch. She got people like me making videos. It's like the whole world is involved. I really hope she had like a safe delivery. And, I hope she get through this. But we do need to get to the bottom of what the fuck and who the fuck Diddy is. But I had read somewhere that Suge Knight wants Diddy to take the stand and admit to all of the bad things that he's done in his past. I want to know, who the fuck is still visiting Suge Knight? Who? Because it ain't his kids. It ain't the bitches he was fucking. Like, who is still going to get statements from Suge Knight? You got your black ass in jail because you was a menace to society too. So you finna get me started now because you and Diddy had something to do with why Tupac is dead. If Suge was driving the car that night that Tupac got killed and the car got sprayed, why Suge didn't get hit with no bullets? Because you and Diddy had professional hitmen. You get me off topic now. I don't even know why I even brought his name up for real. It just pissed me off. It just really pissed me off all over again. Speaking of Diddy getting off though, Trump said that he would pardon Diddy if he is convicted of these crimes. That's not surprising at all. I'm really confused though, because being that Trump is a racist, he getting all the black people out of jail. And then it ain't like he going to get innocent black people out of jail. He going to get criminals. He's literally releasing criminals out of jail, which lets me know that he want the world to catch a fire before he die. Because there was no reason to let Larry Hoover out of jail. None. At all. Somebody who got 200 years attached to their name, they gave him biblical years. A man ain't lived 700 years since the Bible days. But them people to give you 200 years, baby, please. You was already grown when you went to jail back in what? You went to prison in 1974 for unaliving a man in Illinois. And then he got a whole nother life sentence in 1997 for running a criminal organization from within the damn jail. Who is coming to visit these people? Who? Like, who? This shit got me choked up. I don't even know what I'm saying no more. That's all that happened within what am I talking about? And that's all that's been going on in the last 3 weeks. Well, that's all that I found that was really epical. I need to get my ass out this camera, y'all. I can't even say what I'm thinking about. Okay. I will be coming back to y'all with week 4, week 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're going to get to the bottom of this. I really hope he get convicted of something. God damn. I really feel like he going to end up getting probation or something. It's really not going to be what we think it's going to be. The more you know, the more you grow. So make sure y'all like, comment, share this video. Please comment down below because I do want to know y'all thoughts on it. Because what I'm starting to see is that after week 2, after this whole pissy and baby oil and all this other stuff been going on, people not talking about the case. They're not talking about the case no more. You got the people that still going to court or whatever, but ain't nobody talking about it on TikTok. Well, I would say within week 3, I haven't seen many videos on TikTok about the case or even YouTube for real. Besides those big channels that's already been reporting, but I don't know. I do want to know what y'all think down below so we can talk about it. I'm starting to see that a lot lately, that people just want to debate, but y'all be sounding stupid either way it go, and I'll just stop arguing with you if it's not making any sense. I don't care if it don't make sense to me, bitch. You're not making sense to your damn self. You just talking in circles because you want to prove a point. I can't talk to y'all, and I don't want to talk to y'all. So if you have a logical opinion, please leave it down below so we can start this conversation up. Love y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, but if not, I'll see you when I see you. Peace.
Let's go! Drop it down, drop it down, low. Drop down, drop it down, drop it down.